This is one of the 154 bags. The bags were in a railway louver van, arrived from Sydney at Broadmeadow and were then shunted onto a suburban service which took them to the Newcastle platform. They arrived there about 1:45 this morning, and at 4 o'clock, when PMG employees went down to unload the mail, they found that every one of them had either been slashed, as this one has been, or the string lashing at the neck of the bag had been cut open, and whoever was in the van had looked inside. 154 bags, it's a lot of work to slash them all and look inside them, so obviously they had plenty of time. A padlock on the outside of the van was smashed to gain access, but police and railway detectives and PMG detectives are not too sure where it happened. It could have happened on the way from Sydney, it could have happened briefly at Broadmeadow, or perhaps it happened while the van was sitting at Newcastle platform. Nobody knows. The important thing is that so far as a check can determine, nothing has been stolen from any of the 154 mail bags.
Sister Mary Rosalie Como is head of the biochemistry section in pathology at the Mater Misericordiae Hospital. And I believe, Sister, you're the first of your kind in this profession.
I would be the first in my community to actually take such a position, because most of our sisters with BSc degrees going to the schools, but it is a known fact that other sisters in other communities do this work.
What were some of the problems you had to overcome?
The basic problem was to become a working person again after being a student for 4 years, where I was amazed to think back at the number of hours I spent sitting at a desk looking down a microscope or listening to lectures. Another problem would be sore feet. But from the point of view of work, I think it's to learn the number of methods quickly in order to take over and become a part of the workforce that is actually producing results in the clinical section.
Formerly of Blackall, Sister Mary Rosalie Como entered the Order of the Sisters of Mercy Singleton in 1958. She was a school and music teacher at St Catherine's College Singleton and at St Aloysius's High School at Hamilton. With the development of biochemistry and pathology, the Order believed it could fill a need in departments other than nursing. To this end, Sister Rosalie was sent to the Australian National University at Canberra, where she gained her Bachelor of Science degree with honours and graduated on May the 7th. She's now head of the biochemistry section in pathology and has 4 assistants. Here she helps the medical technologist in the use of the auto-analyzer. The analyzer is used for automated determination of various tests, including blood urea, serum electrolyte, iron and glucose levels. The results of the test are fully recorded. In this case it was blood urea levels, and finally read from standard curve graphs. Sister Rosalie wears an experimental habit which differs from the original dress worn by the Sisters of Mercy. It is a white midi-length dress with a wide laboratory coat. In many ways, then, hers is a test case which undoubtedly will be watched with interest by her own and other orders.
Sister, how long have you held this position?
I came here in January after a short holiday after university, so that's just a matter of 6 months almost. Fortunately, I worked with one of the other workers before he left for Canada, and he gave me a lot of the insights into the work I would be doing, and this helped, I think, in the initial period.
Do you wish to further your studies in this field and go further ahead?
I think this is essential because biochemistry, and particularly clinical chemistry or biochemistry, is advancing with the developments in the other technological fields. I can't just sit back and say, well, I have a BSc now and therefore I stop. I just have to keep going.
Will there be others to follow in your footsteps?
Yes, there would have to be, because there are other sections in the hospital beside the nursing profession that require trained sisters to take positions in these departments. Radiography, for example, would be one case, or even pharmacy could be put into the same category.
Well, for interested people, how is this made possible?
The sisters, of course, would have to be given further education, university education mainly. It's difficult at present because of the pressure in other areas such as the schools and the high school system, but gradually sisters will have to be taken out to do this sort of work in the hospital, so that the emphasis is then on both our nursing section as well as our educational section.
Sister, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For the Roving Eyes, Sister Mary Rosalie Como is head of the biochemistry section in pathology at the Mater Misericordiae Hospital.